This installation is for a gray speaker post. So in this video, I'm going to show you the setup of the display and the components and a couple things that are consistent across all the McDonald's speaker post installation. So first off, this is the kit A, or everything that comes in the display kit. Open up the display, take out the power supply, use this box for all the garbage. You will not need the offset bracket or the U bracket, so you can just put that aside for now. There's the hardware kit. You will need the ring bracket. You will eventually need the wire nuts. Keep them in the box right now. And you'll need the machine screws. All the rest of this stuff just keep in the box. You only need 4 machine screws. There are 6, but you really only need 4 for this installation. So the first important thing is to make sure that your display has the photo cell on the right hand side looking at the front of the display. So the photo cell on the right, you have your tabs on the top and bottom. It's always things to make sure that you're looking at throughout the installation. And then your ring bracket, you want to have your tabs on the left, the right, and the top. So just go ahead and drop that through the back, the wires. And then your photo cell is on the right. Then I usually use a small short screwdriver to get these started and then finish putting them in as I do the rest of them with the actual cordless screwdriver. And you put 2 on the other side. If you start them with the actual cordless drill, you might be apt to strip them out. So I like to start them with the actual short screwdriver or by hand, however you want to do it, and then use the cordless drill. And set the drill on a slip so that you don't strip them out, because you don't really need these things in there and stripped out really tight. So now that you got the display set up, and once again you've got your photo cell on the right hand side looking at it, and your tabs are on the right, left, and top, and they're facing forward. They're bent forward. And here's your power supply that you'll hook up later to the electrical connection inside the speaker post. Here's the flush mount kit. The flush mount kit will have your hardware inside the bag, your cut template, and this is your back box, and this is your front ring. So the next thing you can do, actually before you do the installation, you can run this through the back, which you'll see in the actual installation itself on the video on site. There is no top or bottom to this box, so you just slip it over the back. Any way it goes, it'll stay in place. There is a top and bottom to this ring. You put the 2 vent holes on the bottom, and then it goes over like that. So basically just comes together like a one-piece unit. So your holes are on the bottom here, photo cell is on the right, and then it goes into your speaker post once you cut the hole out this way. That's basically what we do, is set these things up on site first and then start working at the actual speaker post itself. The last thing is the power supply battery pack. If you are using one of these because you only have a switched power circuit from the canopy lighting at the speaker post, use the power supply battery pack. Put a couple dabs of silicone here, peel back the double stick high bond tape. Put the silicone there in case this tape ever lets go, but it is outdoor rated high bond tape. You never have to open this cover unless we were to replace the power supply charger. There's no need to open this. The first thing you want to do is hook this up to the switch circuit at the speaker post. We've also found if you don't have a switch circuit there, there's either a dedicated circuit or a switch circuit at some of the underground electrical boxes near the speaker post. You'll see that in the video. The second thing to do is to wire up the DC out to the DC in of your power supply. I mean to your from your power supply to the display itself. Just hook those wires up. And the last thing you'll want to do, never connect the battery up until everything else is connected, and then you just do the red to red and black to black. And you'll see some of this stuff in the actual on-site videos, but this is a consistent setup across the board. You're always going to set the display up the same way. The back box flush mount kit always is the same way. And if you're going to use this power supply battery pack, you're going to wire it up the same way. If you are going to use this, you're not going to need this, obviously. And we also include a small, what we call a pigtail connector that you can wire into a junction box or any wiring in there that this will plug into, so you don't have to cut the end of this off. So we'll go and get into some on-site videos. But basically those are the pieces and components that are consistent across the board. And the on-site installation will have some variables in it, but that will be shown to the best of our ability inside of the installation guide and or in the video. This is the gray speaker post installation. Okay, so I've gone ahead and relocated the labels, and you obviously can do this later if you want to do it after the installation, but I'm just following the manual along so you can follow along with it. So we've gone ahead and removed the back panel. This is where you can check out and see if you've got your electrical down towards the bottom area, or if you're going to need to add a power supply or run another leg in from one of the junction boxes in the landscape area. Make sure you're clear before you're cutting back here. And that's about it for the back of this one. It's pretty wide open. Okay, what we've done is gone ahead, measured 6 inches from here down to the black line. Make sure it's centered. And then it's very important you measure up here from the edge and with your center, and then come back down to here and measure your center too. That'll make this totally square to your speaker post. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill these 4 screw holes, and then your 2 3/8 here, or you can go ahead and, like I said before, you can use an 1/8 inch and then use the uni bit to get those holes drilled out if you want to do it. But this is critical right here, because this is really the basis of your installation. So if you take your time on here, everything else will go in perfectly square, and you won't have any hassles moving forward. Okay, so what we've done next is we drilled the 4 holes out, 1/8 inch holes and a 3/8 here. And once again, you can use a uni bit if you want. Now we're going to cut this template out. So we've gone ahead and cut out the hole. Make sure you look behind and clear any wiring that might be behind the hole where you're going to cut, because like video cable sometimes there's some speaker cables that just are dropped there, and you just don't want to have that problem of possibly cutting through it. So now we're going to remove this template and put the display that was previously set up in place and install it. One little trick is once you remove all the paper, I like to just get the burred edges off the edge here. Running the paper here kind of saves, doesn't scratch anything either. Okay, so we've previously set up the display. Make sure your tabs are top right and left like we did before. This back box goes on anyway. It can go on anyway. There's no way that the back box, no specific way it has to go on. Just take the display, put your wiring in there, set it in place. What I've done before I did this is I got my ring ready to grab down here to put in place. Just helps to lay everything down so you can just grab it so it doesn't fall out. Sometimes the display wants to fall forward while you're trying to do this. And I've already taken the screws out of the packet in the bottom here. So once again, I'll go ahead, pop the screw through the foam so you don't rip the foam seal. Put it in the screw hole, and I also have my drill here ready to go. So just a couple little tricks to make your job a little easier. And then put the bottom one in, and you only put these first screws in about 75% of the way in, so you can adjust it if you need to. And then you got the other two. Just pop it through this foam. Same thing here. Pull it through the foam. And make sure your rings should be square, because your template earlier did everything. If you get that template off a little bit, or don't take your time to screw those, drill those holes out correctly, you're going to be fighting with everything. So it's important to put the template in place, squared up. Make sure you drill exactly out. That 1/8 inch drill holes are straight and exactly where the template shows you. And then, like I say, I usually push the display up a little bit and let it sit in there. And make sure your 2 holes on that ring are in the bottom. So there is a bottom placement for these holes. Those are air vent holes. And then just start the same way you started at the beginning. Top, don't over tighten it, just till you see it squeeze down. That's it. And then I'm going to go to the back and put the clips on the back of it, and that's finished. So after you're done mounting in the front, we went back here and just spun on those clips. And then now you're ready to hook up the power connection. Okay, the next thing is go ahead and put the Velcro strips that are in your kit B, put those in place. Make sure they don't go over those screws. They go on the top and the 2 sides. If they go over those screws, you're not gonna, the POP, the surround panels, are not going to adhere correctly, and they might be subject to blow off because the Velcro won't mate the way it's supposed to. Okay, now that we put the Velcro in place, top and both sides, we're going to put the insert panel in place. If this comes with a paper or covering on the front, make sure you take it off, and the 2 notches go on the bottom. And make sure they drop behind the 2 little bumps you have on the back, on the bottom of this. So you just drop the insert in and then snap that in, and it'll stay behind the 4 little bumps on the display. And here's your trim panel or surround panel, and you just drop it down. If you just drop it down, it'll lay and it'll stay square, and then push against those areas firmly where your Velcro is, and that'll adhere it. And that's all set. Now we can go to the back and finish up the installation. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and wire up the power supply. So if there's an outlet in here, you just wire this power supply and plug it in. Or the next step I'll show you is using the pigtail, and then the last one is if you need the power supply battery pack. What I like to do is just twist these wires a little bit, get them together because they are thin wires. And another little trick is this has like a little seal that you got to break, so I just put my finger in it, and then it'll allow these wires to go straight in, or just pop a screw through the seal. Same thing, it's just red to red, black to black. Then when you twist these down, you're not going to torque them down real hard. Your conductors start twisting, it's going to have a good bite. And then one other thing I like to do is go ahead and take one of the small tie wraps that are in the kit and go over the conductors themselves here, or the jackets, and just help that connection out. And then you can fold all this wiring up with the 8-inch power supplies. 8-inch tie wraps that we have included in the kit also. So in this case, we've got a hot circuit, so we're going to wire in the supplied pigtail that comes with the kit to the hot, neutral, and ground, and then just plug in our power supply, and the installation is basically complete. So as you can see, I've gone ahead, we had a hot circuit out here, so I've wired the pigtail in, and then just plug in the power supply, and that's pretty much it. And put your backing on, and the installation's complete for a gray speaker post. In some cases, you'll be able to find the junction box in the ground here and move and run a small leg of electrical cable through an existing conduit and bring it up into the back of the COD speaker post. By doing this, it'll eliminate the need for a power supply battery pack. Another option would also be to go ahead and just turn on the lights for the canopy and put a lock on that particular breaker if you have a specific circuit just for those canopy lights. That would be another option to eliminate the battery pack power supply. So what I'm going to show you here is, in this case, this is a switched leg for the canopy lighting. So that's an option for your electrical needs, is you can put in this power supply battery pack. So to set this up, we put 2 dabs of silicone here and here, and we'll mount it on the left-hand side or right-hand side of these speaker posts. Just wipe it down a little bit, and we'll stick it in place. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put a couple dabs of silicone on here, and I'm going to peel these sticky covers back, clean the area, and you can mount this thing right here. And then what you'll do is go ahead, you have 3 wires coming out of the power supply battery pack. So your one will be connected to the battery, one will go to your display here, and then the other one will go to the switch power source. So I'll wire this up. What you'll want to do is hook it up to your switch power source, then to your display. Second, the last thing you do is hook up the battery. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and hooked up the wire to the switch power source here, and when the lights come on at night, it'll charge the power supply battery pack. Connected the wires to the display here, and then the last thing you want to do is connect your black to black and red to red for your battery pack here. And so like I said, at nighttime the lights will come on, it'll charge the battery during the night hours, and then during the day hours the display will run off the battery pack itself. So that's about it for installing one of the power supply battery packs.